did you know? Ask Bill Gates. You can actually just take your phone and call Jeff Bezos, and he will tell you he still need more money. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. I must tell you, 22nd day of August 2020. I mean, welcome to the show. It is Entrepreneurship 101, reaching you live from the stables of Maloney FM 95.9. All right. For those of you who are just joining or listening to the program for the first time, Entrepreneurship 101 is actually carved out to serve the need to serve as a bridge rather for between established entrepreneurs and young entrepreneurs, okay? Where we get established entrepreneurs into the studio to come tell us the journey and what it takes to become an entrepreneur. Because whatever, even though let's not even talk about entrepreneurship, whatever career you choose in life, you need a mentor, you need a guide to actually take you to your promised land. And talking about that, last week we were here. And last week we talked a whole lot. Last week was so refreshing and so insightful as our guest really did justice to the topic entrepreneurship. Last week, you remember, we talked about decision making. How for you to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to be decisive in your decision, in your thought. Okay, we actually also talked about ability to absorb risk. Risk will come, but what's the shock absorber you have for the risk that will come? And if you can remember, we talk about leveraging. Well, our guest told us about leverage system. He called it a leverage system, where we can actually climb on the shoulders of people who have gone ahead of you in business to actually attain your career or goals very fast. And he talked about consistency as well. Today, so I'm so excited. I'm so happy because we still have a guest from last week in the studio. Before I tell you his name, let me just quickly run his educational background so that you know that he's an authority in the field or in the industry of business and entrepreneurship. He has a diploma in banking and finance, a diploma in accounting as well, and also a BSc rather in accounting. And he also has a master's degree, that's an MBA in financial management, okay? And he also has a professional postgraduate diploma, that's a PPGD in due process development and administration. And also a professional postgraduate diploma in hospitality management and tourism. And don't forget that he is a chartered member. He's a fellow member of the Chartered Institute of Administration here in Nigeria. Also a fellow associate member of the Institute of Professional Financial Managers in London. And also he is also a member of the associate of the Faculty of Corporate Secretaries and Finance as well in London. And finally, he's a member of the African Business School here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, join me to welcome Mr. Benson Agbos to the studio this morning. He is the Chief Business Consultant of Gold Creation Global Concept in Abuja. Very, very pleased to have you in the studio again, sir.
Thank you, and good morning.
Yes.
Good morning to all our listeners outside there.
Yes. From last week, last week after we left the studio, I've not stopped thinking about what we talked about. I mean, it was so deep and so insightful. From the wealth of experience you shared with us last week, it was so nice. We've been having feedback. People have been calling us and all of that, wanting to have to know more. But anyway, today we'll be there's something I really want us to. I want you to enlighten us and to open our eyes to, which is the issue of how to become an entrepreneur. That's how do I become my own boss? Because it might sound strange that it sounds simple, but it's not really simple as we may think. How do you become your own boss? Because some people, they graduated from school or they are working, they're employees, and they.
Good morning, Kefi. Good morning, people from Lafia, Ado, Maraba, Asokoro, and the close environment that are hearing us live now from the studio. Like we discussed last week, we talked about how to become an entrepreneur and the process and some of the tips that will help you to become an entrepreneur. And today we are looking at how you can become your own boss.
Yes, sir, that's what.
Yes, in a normal language, to become your own boss means that you are in charge. When somebody is in charge, it means that it's in control, 100% control. There's difference between an employer and employee. There is a relationship between the two. Your employer is your boss, either man or a woman.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yes. And the employee is the one that has been engaged, recruited, and to serve a particular task. And now, to become your own boss, it means that you are in charge. You want to get your business yourself. You want to set up something for yourself, meaning that you are no longer reporting to anybody. But when you are an employee, you report to line managers, you report to the top executive